So here we are again with multiple windows open. And today we're talking about why Scrum won't work for me. Scrum apparently works for everyone else, but when we look at our organization, it's clearly not going to work for us. Where does this resistance come from, do we think?
Well, what we normally hear is that what we do, Scrum's fine, that all sounds great, theory's fantastic, but what we do is special. It's a bit more complex than what you're used to seeing, so for this reason, Scrum won't work.
Every company is unique, and that is absolutely true, but every company doesn't have unique problems.
Mm-hmm.
The causes of problems, lack of transparency, lack of inspection adaptation, can be applied across multiple organizations. Why don't organizations think that Scrum can help them?
I think there's a natural resistance to change, whatever it is that you're suggesting. The natural reaction will be that's not how we do it here. But the other thing is that people are seeing that this would be difficult. And perhaps they were imagining that Scrum is easy because it's simple. And they're beginning to realize that just because it's simple doesn't mean that it's easy.
They've also seen a lot of fads come and go, new styles of working, new styles of management, and Scrum gets bumped into that bucket of just another fad. We'll wait it out and it'll go away and it'll be replaced by something even more bizarre and inexplicable.
Yeah, there's definitely a sort of feeling that Scrum's just a fad, as opposed to buying into what the principle's about. If you explain the principles of Scrum, I've never heard anyone argue against them. But Scrum itself, yeah, it's just another thing, as you say. They wait it out and it'll go away. Scrum also makes your progress visible, and it requires you to focus. And I think that people in most organizations are expected to chop and change between different projects, between different tasks. And they say, well, there's no way I'll be able to get things done. There's no way I'll be able to guarantee that I can focus on this project. So it's just another reason that Scrum won't work here.
And Scrum forces people to focus on their problems and solve them themselves. There's a lot of approaches, methodologies out there that focus on do this and your problems will go away. Scrum is the opposite of that. It's not going to solve all of our problems.
You've got to solve your problems.
Yeah, you solve them.
I hear quite a lot when I initially say, but you need the right culture to be successful with Scrum, that people say, oh yeah, well, our culture is great here. But then that's apart from if you want to be open and honest about problems and actually change things. The culture is great unless you want to actually change things.
The culture is great for a specific purpose. Is that purpose what Scrum is trying to guide us towards or not? There's no such thing, I don't think, as a great culture. There can be a great culture for Scrum, but that may not be the great culture that they've got within their organizations right now.
So Scrum really rests on having a culture where everyone is able to be open and honest and transparent, but also that people are able to speak up, that they've got that courage, but also that they're interested, that they're committed enough to make that effort to change. That's probably not quite as common as we'd like.
People want to change, but aren't used to actually changing.
I think there's a cartoon which is like, who wants change? Yeah! Who's willing to change? Which probably sums it up quite nicely. Maybe people are quite happy being within their little cubicle, in their little box. Maybe they don't want to help out. Maybe they just want to be testers. Maybe they just want to be coders.
That's very true. That happens a lot. Fear of losing your identity, your professional identity. Mm-hmm. Definitely. This distinction between a role and a job title is quite interesting. So in Scrum, there's only one role, development team members. There's no mention of job titles. Doesn't affect your position in the company. It's just what that person contributes to the team.
Although I seem to recall Jeff Sutherland saying that in his company, everyone only had the job title of development team member. I think you had to have a Nobel Prize before you got anything more specific.
Yeah, which is a great utopia. That's a great panacea to get to. However, this loss of perceived authority via job titles is something that Scrum Masters do have to deal with, because they can't simply go to HR and say, you need to change everyone's contract. They're all simply development team members now.
Unless you're Jeff Sutherland.
If you're Jeff Sutherland, you can do whatever you want. That is true. We've learned that.
And I think that's fair enough. So why Scrum doesn't work? Culture, fear, resistance to change.
Fear of the unknown, I think, definitely.
Commitments with multitasking.
Having been down this path before and having seen negative results.
Yeah. A lack of belief that this thing is going to actually make a difference.
They need to see. People don't know what they want, don't know what they don't know what they don't want until they've seen something. They need to see the results to buy in. There's no point just telling them Scrum is going to be great. They need to see that benefit.
Build it and they will come.
Scrum chat?
Scrum chat. All right. It's a wrap.